Alright, welcome to the Mage Class. So we are in currently a tier 1 battle scene encounter, and we have 4 mages set up for this demonstration of what is a mage and how does a mage function and what are the equipment, gear, and starting card lines that they start with. Okay, currently I set up my team with all female mages. You could start with male, however you would like. Okay, so first things first, let's check out the mage icon. So each icon would be the same. This icon pretty much will show you and open up the character sheet, while this demonstrates, as it says, your current threat, which is parallel and similar to all class characters. Let's go to see the mage more detail. So the mage class with its current gear starts with 2 die 10 and 2 destiny dices. Its current vitality is 6, but it's modified by the armor, which I'll demonstrate later. And its current courage is pretty much 5. Threat level, it has 0. It has currently 10 gold, which is shared across the pool of the party. It has 2 movements and it has 0 XP. XP in this game allows you to upgrade your card, or you could say your abilities. That's how you upgrade your abilities. Okay? And pretty much gold allows you to acquire a new item, new gears, and to buy potions. Okay? Those are the 2 currencies that you start in the game. There's also that you acquire by completing when you complete any encounter, you also get the 3rd currency, which is called reputation. So those are the 3 currencies of the game. You currently see only 2 here. Alright, because you only need to see those 2 because they affect directly the characters. So that is pretty much XP and the gold. Now, all mages start with this basic equipment, which is the practice wand. It gives you 1 destiny die attack, and if you roll 1 mystic, you gain 1 damage. Its range is 2, which is shown right at the bottom of the card if you look right here. To upgrade this card will cost you 4 gold. Moving on. This is your worn vest. It currently provides you with 1 vitality, hence if you did not wear it, you would have 5 starting vitality, unlike the 6 that's here. And for final equipment, gear is the accessory. Each item equipment has different symbol, uniquely showing what type of item or gear it is. And this one is an accessory. So if you look quickly here, you can see that this is a primary weapon. So moving right on here, this one gives you 1 die 10 attack, hence why it has 2 here, and minus 1 threat after the attack if you roll a mystic. So your mystic, you could pretty much do 2 things. One, you could pretty much decide to give yourself plus 1 damage, or you could lower your threat. Okay, that is the gear. But let's move in, before we move into looking at what the deck provides or shows as the cards, let's first look here. So this is pretty much demonstrating you each time it's a character's turn. It will show you what is the current abilities by rolling your destiny dice that you're allowed to roll, which is currently for the mage 2, right? So if you look for the other mage, it will all be the same, right? And it should be, okay? With the same gear and everything. Moving right along. Okay, so now the way the mage class works, before I demonstrate it and explain the cards, now they, unlike the knight, the previous class, which you should have seen, which gains fury based on its cards, the mage does not acquire any focus points. They use focus points, which is pretty much here at 0. You do not gain them from your card. You instead gain them by attacking and then rolling for mystic based on your total destiny dice allowed. Okay, so currently, pretty much you start with 0, and this is the current action. This is your name, and this is your class icon, and well, pretty much you see yourself in action. So let's go over some of the cards that the characters can do. So this one, Ether Siphon, or Siphon, is pretty much an action attack arcane. So it deals damage. The base level damage is 2, and the range is 2, as shown. Okay, it's a level 1 card. All the cards are going to start at level 1 because you have no XP and you just started playing. It's very important to also look on the left side here of the cards. Just explain, like the knight priorly, this card, it demonstrates what the movement effects will have. So this is if you don't move, you pretty much have a better chance at targeting the opponent. And if you do move, actually, you get extra die, to roll. So either way, it looks good in this case. So getting back to it, you pretty much deal 2 damage and you heal 1 when you use this, and the range is only 2. Let's go on to Storm Chain. This is a different attack, and you can see the icon for the air, because this is air attack. Attack action. You deal damage and chain to an additional target. Your 2 damage you do, and 1 target, and it's within 2. So one additional target can be affected by this, okay, within range. You cannot use this if you moved, as you could see. And if you did not move, your odds of hitting is much better. Now, Quickening is also, it's a move card, and you move up to 1 hex, okay? It's pretty much used to move you 1 hex forward, more than the base level, because each character class starts with base movement 2. Arcane Insight, okay, is a reaction card, and you gain character's enchantment status and gain buff to attack action for 1 round. So it's just a one-time bonus that you pretty much get and until the end of the round, and pretty much 1 destiny die and 1 die 10, which is very cool. And it's pretty much yourself, or you could pretty much use it on, how can I say this? You could use it only on yourself, sorry. Quickening again, we discussed that. So there's something else I would like to explain to you here. And if you noticed, hence why the focus points are very valuable when you gain them. This ability, let's go to Storm Chain, let's say for example, okay? Obviously you cannot use it, but here you could see the card better. So I should have clicked it and explained it to you that way. But anyways, getting to the point, you could see what happens if you scroll down to the card. You could scroll up, by the way, once you have the cards here, you could read better what it is. If you have 1 focus and you use 1 focus, instead now you have 2 damage, which is the same as the one at the base level, but you can target up to 2 targets now. 2 targets other than the main target. So instead of in the end targeting 2, you're going to be targeting 3 enemies, if you follow what I'm trying to say, 3 monsters. Now you could overcharge this by spending 2 focus, and you could do 2 damage, 2 additional targets, but also hit targets gain plus 1 target number. So the monsters are affected by your hit, then they become where if they attack on that turn, then pretty much, or that round I should say, then pretty much they will have a tougher time to hit because they're going to have 1 target number to hit. Now obviously this is strategic, right? So if you're going to use 2 focus, you're going to try to make sure that the monster's turn this round happens, right? In this case the monster's already moved, so you wouldn't do that. Now let's see for movement. If you use focus 1, you can move 2, and in focus overcharge you can move up to 3. So you see how you can use your focus points to better the cards. Look at this. So let's go to Overcharge. Instead, you're going to get 2 die 10 and 2 destiny dice, which is very cool. So let's see. Let's start playing. I want to just move the character because can't do much other than that. And you know what? I'm just going to waste the movements here. And yes. I want to use another one, and you're probably going to get new cards in the next round. You're going to get 2 new cards. Okay, so And moving along, did we see any of the new cards? Yes. So this is Groundfall, okay? And you could see that this is Earth attack, and it's an AoE attack. Base level does 1 damage, and range is 3, okay? But if you don't move, you get 2 Destiny dice extra to roll. When you overcharge this card, okay, you do 2 damage. Monsters also become prone, so they get a status effect. Pretty much you get, so this is very powerful, right? So it's an AoE attack, which is very powerful. Okay, so here's another one. You can't obviously do it right now because you're not target, but the base does 1 and 3 range. You cannot use it if you moved, and if you don't move, you get 1 destiny. So I hope you see how it benefits you. Look, you do 3 damage if you use 2 focus instead of the 1, and also they become iced. You get a status effect ice. Okay, so this is very, very, very powerful, and each one is very, very different. Look at this, Aether Lance. This is some of the cards that you could pretty much get. So again, unlike the base where you see it's 1 damage and 4, if you overcharge it, deal 2 damage, and the target gains +1 target number on the next attack. So again, and look at the difference if you move or don't move. So let's bring this closer. I'm going to bring them all closer, and let's skip this. Okay, so there's another card here, which is the shift card. So you move anywhere within 5 hexes, but if you use 2 focus on it, and it's not considered as a move, you'll move up to 6. So the base level, you move 4 hexes, and the overcharge, you move 6, and the 1 focus is pretty much 5. So, and this is not considered a move. I just moved, but whatever. Okay, and this is Arcane Conduit. It's an ongoing ability for the mage, and what it does is, here it says gain +1 d10 and 1 destiny dice to arcane attacks. So if, let's say you do this, now you can't do it because you move. So let's see if you try to do that right now. You can't use it. You see, you did aggressive movement. But in this case, if you did have it, this is an arcane attack. You roll another d10 because you have that ongoing ability with this. So I hope you see how this all works out. So you know what? I'm just gonna end this turn because I'm not using the shift. Is there a card here that you do not see? Yeah, Cider Fan. It's a cone attack. We're gonna deal 1 damage in a cone target and gain burn. So you give the status effect burn, but here you deal 2 damage and you give burn status 2, meaning for 2 rounds. You can't use it if you moved. If you didn't move, you do 1 die 10 or more you roll. So this is something very neat. I'm gonna try to show you an attack, and more important, how he rolls for, or she rolls for focus. So the round ends, and luckily, the monster goes last. So we may get to see certain things. Okay, certain abilities I don't get to use if I moved. So let's see if I could use some of the abilities here. So this is an AoE attack. Look at that. You see all the enemies I target? Look at that. Now there is line of sight, so sometimes line of sight, depending the direct line, like here, if I go like this, line of sight is blocked, so I cannot target that, if you notice. So let me zoom in a little bit, so you can see there's a direct, what am I doing? Sorry about that, here you go. Okay, and here, so look at those targets. You could target all those monsters. You can't target behind them, so you have to target this, and the reason why you could, its range is 3, as you can see on the card. I have no focus, it's 0. So let's see what happens. I have line of sight from here, so let's see what happens. I can only roll 2, right? 2 dice, 2 destiny dice, and it's rolling for each monster. So bear with it. You're going to see some mystics are rolled, but they did not give me focus. Those are rolled for the attack. So I hope You see that, and you'll see what I mean once we're done rolling for the attack. So right now we're still not done. Now it's telling me that pretty much based on my rolls, which I rolled a lot of criticals, if you notice here, it shows me what's going on. I can choose one of this, but I'm probably going to have both of them because I rolled enough Mystic to do both. But I'm going to choose +1 damage first, and it says, you see, choose your destiny again. And I'm going to do that, -1 threat. And we're going to, let's change the view a little bit so you can see what happens. And oh, that's brutal. You see, I rolled 2 mystics. Wow, that's very, very rare. Okay, so very important with the rule, if you roll 2 mystics, you still get only 1 focus. Alright, even though you roll 2 mystics. Alright, you need to roll 3 mystics to gain 2 focus. Alright, there is cards and abilities that change that later on. But in the end, right now, you roll 1 mystic, you get 1 focus. You roll 2 mystics, you still get 1 focus. You roll 3 mystics, you get 2 focus. And by the way, you could keep all the focus points till the end of the round. I mean, the encounter. Okay, so they don't lose between each round, if you know what I mean. So let's see if Ictolans can reach, but you see, I'm going to try to use it, but again, line of sight here is not going to let me do it. So I'm just going to end the turn, but you saw that how it happened. You saw how she gained focus. Now this is very important. She's not going to move. She's just going to move closer to the enemy. It's not considered a move. It's a shift, and it's up to 4 hexes, as you can see. As this card says, let me scroll up because you can't see. There you go. So I want to come right here. Oh, I love that. Okay. So I'll glitch that, but it's okay. Now I want to use Storm Chain because she did not move, so she can use it. Because otherwise, she would not be able to do it if she moved. So she's gonna do this, and she's gonna. You see, now she targets up to 2 enemies, but she can't reach them. So she's gonna just do it here, and she rolls for each one 2 die, 10, and 2 destiny dices. Now. Those are the 2 attack. Hopefully. She didn't roll any mystics. And now she's going to roll for mystic again, like before. Now she didn't get any. As you can see, she rolled primal. It shows you right here, cunning. Okay, she could have done more damage here, but she rolled a critical miss and a critical hit. What are the odds? A critical miss negates 1 damage. Okay, so right now, she can't reach anything else, and it's not worth it. Okay. Let's show you more. Let's see what I could show you. I showed you that already. Okay, so let's see if I could do this. Let's see if she's able to attack anybody by coming here. So she's going to do... Look at this. She's going to do Arcane Conduit because she did not move. She used Shift. So she's going to do that. As you can see, the ability is here. So now, if I do, let's say Ground Fall, or I could do Arcane Lance, I should roll. Well, a Ground Fall, I should not get the bonus because it's not an arcane spell. But Arcane Aether Lance, I will get because it is an arcane spell. So if you're confused about what I'm talking about, it says right here that you get 1 die 10 and 1 destiny die to arcane attack. So let's see if I use this. I'm going to pretty much use here. Oh, look at her. She's rolling 3 die 10 and 3 DD. So it works perfectly. Hopefully she damages. And you can see on top she has that icon which kind of says she has that effect, ongoing effect going on, and it's each one would, depending on ongoing abilities, will have different effects. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to pretty much use the focus here because I have 1 focus, but it's not worth it because you're not going to see what it does. But here, let's see what 1 focus does. 2 damage instead of 1. So let's see. Alright, it's a wasted AoE attack, but there you go. And the fact that it didn't move, roll extra. Oh, 4 damage, obviously. and roll for focus, which is pointless because the battle has ended. Alright. Okay. So I hope you like it. I hope you got a chance to understand how the mechanic of the mage works. I hope you like it. Any questions, please do mention on the bottom. And also, if you like what you're saying, please subscribe. And thank you for watching.